Hey everybody in YouTube land. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but honestly I'm kind of stuck between reading like 3 books. Well, I just finished one, so right now it's only 2. I've read the first half of In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, but I had to put it down because it was really fucked up, and I still want to finish it because it's a classic, but I just the mental images. And don't get me wrong, I love scary stuff, so that in and of itself should tell you something. I'm not easily rattled when it comes to things like that, but the descriptions in the book are just crazy, and it makes you want to just look up everybody and everything that happened on that day in 1959 in Holcomb, Kansas. But anyway, that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to review a book that I really never thought that I would review because I didn't know. Did you guys know that James Franco writes poetry? He does, and it's amazing. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to read one of his poems to you at the end of this. It's actually the last one, but it's the one that got me the most. Anyway, his book of poetry is called On Directing Herbert White. Or is it just called Directing Herbert White? It's just called Directing Herbert White, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty insightful and pretty intense because, like I said, you just don't expect this type of writing from an actor like James Franco. I mean, when I think of James Franco, I think of, you know, obviously Freaks and Geeks and all the Seth Rogen-y stuff that he's done with, like, Pineapple Express and stuff like that, and I don't picture a poet, which, you know, that doesn't really mean anything because when people look at me, they don't picture a writer, but I am. Anyway, this book is about 83 pages long, but it took me a while to read because I've been trying to read In Cold Blood. Anyway, it was very insightful. Once I would get into spurts of reading it, I breezed through it quickly. As a matter of fact, I read the first 40 pages within, sorry, my dog, my new little puppy, probably thinks I'm messing with her, within about an hour. But I digressed. He has a lot to say about being an actor, about being in Hollywood. The poem that he wrote for Heath Ledger is, I'm probably going to read you that one too, because holy crap. Anyways, rather than give you some kind of a review, I really can't do that because poetry is different for every person. So I'm just going to read you a couple poems to kind of give you an idea of what his writing style is like. And the first one I'm going to read you is Ledger, and it's on page, I missed one. It's on page 79. I've tried to write about you. I didn't know you. There was this one time I met you at Teddy's, the club connected to Roosevelt Hotel. The night Prince was playing. Around the time of all the award shows when you were nominated for everything for Brokeback Mountain. And you were with your woman, Michelle. 2 blondes, quiet and stern, mystical. I wrote a poem about you before, back when you died. But it was coded and unclear because I didn't dare write about you openly because your death had made you holy. In Hollywood, you get it all. When you died, you get it all. The gold statues because you were the Joker, with your tongue swirling, and your death. There had been a time when we were up for the same roles. 10 Things I Hate About You, based on The Taming of the Shrew, and The Patriot. Funny, you were Australian and so was Mel. You were the knight in A Knight's Tale, although I'm sure you wished you weren't. And then something happened. You played gay and took off. You were an artist for a moment. Was it too much? Was it the drugs that helped you? The drugs that killed you? Was it all of us? Outside the screen, just watching. So yeah, there's that. And then there's this one. It's the very last one on page 83 before you get to the acknowledgments. It's called Love. Love is a woman who does many things. I don't laugh at her anymore. She's no fool. You're the fool if you think art comes from craft. Art comes from framing. Art comes from human imperfection. Arrogantly, I once wondered if I would be like Flaubert, living with a person who would never understand my work. Now I realize that I am understood only too well. I'm a raging Kowalski, whose temper can be measured by how little I can give, how abusive my reticence. I wish I could turn and be smacked with an angel's wallop. My wandering eye is glutted on the world. But, like William Friedkin said after filming fantastic landscapes in his failed film Sorcerer, instead of nature, I should have focused on the landscape of the human face. Anyway, that is an insight into James Franco's writing, and unfortunately I did kind of muddle up a couple of things, but I mean, that's the gist. I kind of read too fast. He's got some poems in here about Lindsay Lohan, about his dad's death, which the one about his dad's death really got me because he found out his dad had died when he wrapped filming Oz. But anyway, I really hope that he comes out with more work because I'd like to read it. I love poetry. As a matter of fact, if you have any poetry recommendations for me, I am open to them. Poetry was what got me into writing in the first place because I started writing poetry when I was 12. But anyway, I digress. If you liked the video or you want to watch any more of my videos, please do, and comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you.